Good morning, ladies, gentlemen, boys and girls, and welcome to Abi's Kitchen. I'm Abi, for those of you who are new to the channel. If you are new, then welcome. Guys, we've got an amazing recipe for you today. I often get asked the question, what is a quick, easy, low calorie and nutritious breakfast, specifically, that I can cook and make sure that I'm getting in all my macros and the right nutrients to my body? Now, this recipe is going to be the one for you, but before you do that, I want you to hit subscribe, because without hitting subscribe, you're not going to get access to these recipes. I'm going to give you the 2.4 seconds necessary to hit that subscribe button. Done it? Wicked. Alright, let's get straight onto it. So, what we've got today is an omelette. And this omelette's going to be great because it's going to be able to fit into your macros regardless of what they are, whether it's high fat, high carb, low carb, wherever it might be. It's going to be low calorie in total, but this is just going to be a baseline recipe. You can manipulate it to your macros by adding whatever nutrients that you want. It's going to be similar to my how to make protein pancakes video, which is linked just up there. So go click on that and go check that out afterwards. But what I'm going to go through now, guys, is the actual ingredients of the recipe and exactly how. Okay, let's jump straight into the recipe. So this is going to be my personal preference. You can manipulate it any way you want, but what you will need is either a non-stick pan or a pan with just a light spray of oil. I have used this one at the moment, but as long as it is extra virgin olive oil or virgin olive oil, then you should be pretty sweet. And only just a light spray. You want to keep that relatively hot. Now, when we are sauteing our vegetables, I like to put them in first before I add the rest of my ingredients. Now, I like to keep the pan relatively hot, otherwise you're going to sit around forever trying to wait for these to saute. So, what I've got specifically is just some peppers and tomatoes. We're going to whack them straight in there. Get that little sizzle, you know it's hot enough. And then I'm also going to add some baby spinach leaves. So I'm going to add a good helping of these. Again, these are super low calorie, and these will wilt up nicely as well, so the volume will reduce dramatically. So, pop your lid on. And they're going to take a little bit of time to saute. So while they are doing that, what you'll also need is some egg whites and a little bit of seasoning. So I just got some salt, some pepper, and some garlic salt as well. Remember, with garlic salt, you only need a dash of it because garlic is quite overpowering and you don't want to stink of garlic for the rest of the day. And what I'm also going to do on top, this is going to be specifically for this meal, is going to be low carb, high protein, and sort of moderate fat, because I'm going to sprinkle on a little bit of shredded cheese on there as well, which makes the topping absolutely insane. So I'll check in with you when those are finished salted. That has wilted up nicely. So what you want to do is take all your vegetables and just center them in a line in the pan. I'll show you what that looks like in a second. Take your egg whites, zero in the scale, this is to be really accurate, and put the actual carton of egg whites on top. So it says 528 for this, for example, so I'm going to use 300 grams of this. I'm going to pour 300 grams out onto the pan. Cool, so that's just a really good accurate way of measuring. Like, I do that with peanut butter as well. So it should look, I'll add the seasoning first. So I'm gonna add the salt, a couple of cracks of that, the pepper, even though that's in French, and a little bit of garlic salt. Okay, so here's what it looks like. So it should look a little bit like that. So pouring the egg whites around the edges and a little bit through it as well so it gets underneath. And that is gonna have the lid bobbed on. I'm gonna wait for it to be done. So a little tip is that when you're cooking the eggs, in my opinion, should be cooked on a relatively lower heat because you don't want them to burn or to stick on the pan or anything. You want it to cook nice and evenly, and if they cook them too fast, certain areas, depending on the stovetop, will allow them to cook a little bit faster and certain areas to go a little bit overcooked and undercooked. So I like cooking them on a sort of medium, just below medium heat, and it allows us to have a nice consistency. So we'll check in on those. That is almost done. So what I do advise is taking the lid off as it starts to look like it's completely cooked or completely evenly cooked, because you want to take some of the moisture out of there. You don't want it to be really, really sort of full of moisture and just almost soggy. So when the sides start to lift up, it should look like this. You see there, the sides are starting to lift up, which is a great indicator of days. Ready to flip. Then we add a little sprinkle of cheese. So that is it, your breakfast omelette. Packed full of vitamins. The macros are going to be on the screen here somewhere. Super, super easy, quick to make. Guys, I want to thank you so much for checking out the video. If you do try this recipe, tag me on Instagram. My Instagram is linked below. I'd love to see what you create and what are the recipes you create for yourself and for your families. If you've not already, hit like, leave me a comment if you want to see any other recipes or any specific recipes and see my take on that. And ultimately, enjoy the recipe.